SweetLuxe Studios. Unveiling where the truth lies, one story at a time.
So recently, my mom was going through my phone, and then he saw this guy on my phone, and then she asked me, "Is this my in-law? When are you going to bring my in-law home to come and see me?"
If I was to introduce my boyfriends to my parents, since I started dating,
every day you're bringing new boy. Yeah.
Hey, and now you're a bad girl. Every day different boy.
Unless you know knocking.
Yes.
When they are bringing those schnapps and those things.
Don't you think then that's even the more reason why these guys are leaving us? Because they have no accountability.
Now you bring a guy home, and then it's like your mom feels like it's their responsibility to make sure you keep that guy.
Out of all my relationships, it was one that I told them about, and that one too was because of situation.
And parents should have this mentality that it's not all relationship that's going to lead or end in a relationship. People are even dying out of it. Do you understand? So relationship has become very expensive. This is your girl, Candidate Mensa. I'm super excited to be here as your host to present to you the Chuckle and Chat podcast, a production of the SweetLuxe Studios. The world is buzzing with so many conversation, curiosity, and controversies when it comes to world news, politics, entertainment, and sport. Join us here as we dive into the pressing topics of today. And I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing this with three amazing panelists, and I would like to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Wahima, and I'm here for the vibes.
Okay.
I am Susie Ann, and I am here to always take the other side of the story.
All right.
And I am Nadida Osman, always here to counter, bring the facts out.
Okay, so it's really a pleasure to have you all here with me, and you're looking so beautiful and amazing, I must admit. Okay, so just so you know, SweetLuxe Studios has a lot of wide range of products and services to offer, be it photography, videography, or even electronic gadgets. If you want more information, you can follow us and subscribe to all our social media platforms, and you can also visit our website on www.sweetluxestudios.com. Lately, I've been thinking about this question, and then the question is, when is the right time to tell your parents, especially African parents, about your relationship with the opposite sex? Because this is coming from a personal experience. Growing up as a child, we get to this period where we want to pursue romantic relationship with the opposite sex, right? Mm-hmm. So that period began. And then I felt very scared to even tell my parents. I mean, that thought will not even come into your head, because my mom will warn me about guys. It felt so illegal to even work with a guy or even be seen talking to a guy outside the home. So recently, my mom was going through my phone, and then he saw this guy on my phone, and then she asked me, "Is this my in-law? When are you going to bring my in-law home to come and see me?" I took a step back, and I was like, when did this start? Because the period where I felt like I needed her counsel, she had to be there, maybe guide me on relationship with the opposite sex. Because I feel like at that moment, she should have known that I've gotten to a period where I'm now going to associate myself with a lot of guys. So I needed her counsel on it to go about it. But right now I'm grown. You don't know what has happened to me, the experiences, what that traumas have, come into my relationship with the opposite sex. You don't know. And even if it has happened, it's too late to go back and try to change it. All you can say is maybe I've done things in the past that it was wrong. So now moving forward, I can do better. But the most important thing was when it started. That's where she was supposed to come in. So I feel like, when exactly do you think is the right time for us to tell our parents about our relationship with the opposite sex? Or when should they even ask us about our relationship with the opposite sex? Susan, any ideas?
Well, I feel like this should be an information delivered to our parents. They should try and start investing or looking into our personal life. I mean, relationship wise, when we are like maybe in SHS, because that's when this whole thing starts, where you are interested in making yourself familiar with the opposite sex. Once you want to try things, you are curious and all that. So our parents, they should create room for us, because it's difficult. See, when I go home, it's difficult for me to talk to my parents. I can't go and tell my mom like, "Mommy, I met this boy," and all that. Because the first question is why. It's scary. It's like we are scared to go and talk to them. We are scared to go see them, tell them that I met this boy. This boy said he loves me, or this one said that and that. And even at my age right now, I still can't go and tell my mom that I met a guy who said he likes me, or I met this man. I'm just there. I don't know. So maybe our parents should create room for us when we are teenagers so that we can, share it with them. Maybe it's more of like our parents adjusting their straightness when we get to that stage. Yeah.
Nadida?
Okay, so for me, I think it will have a lot to do with how the parents relate with you, just like Suzanne said, because you can't be so strict on me, and then when a guy comes into my life, I'll be so free to come in and let you know that this is what is going on. Because when you're growing up, they give you the notion that if a guy comes into your life and then you're tolerating him, you're a bad girl, stay away from it, stay away. But then they forget the fact that he will come, right? He will come. And then if I'm in the quest of trying to stay away from it, what if I start getting interest in everything? I don't want you to feel like you told me to stay away from something and then I'm still going around that and then doing things, do you get it, in a way that I've been warned not to. Do you get it? But it's good to let them know that, okay, this is what is out there, stay away from it. But then also let them know that in case it happens, you should feel free to come in for advice. Do you get it? Yeah. So it will stem from that. If that's right now, for my parents right now, actually, it was just out of all my relationships, it was one that I told them about, and that one too was because of situation. Yeah. If not for the situation, I wouldn't have. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
And something, I feel like even if the guy wants to marry me, he will take the lead at the house. I wouldn't go with him. I totally should just go and tell my parents that he met me outside and he thinks he's interested, but I wouldn't go with him and go and face my parents because I don't think I have the strength to do that.
I was thinking about this and I'm like, a day before, I'll tell my boyfriend that I'll give him the address.
Yes.
That when you go tell them that you're looking for Mr. and Mrs. this one. When they show you, go there. Okay, please, I came to say hi.
Yes.
And that I'll be coming to your house tomorrow because I have a lady here. Because I am not bringing my face to come and show you that this is my boyfriend. That one is between you and him. Yeah.
Why am I with the vibes? What do you think?
Unless, knocking.
Yes.
When they are bringing those schnapps and those things, and then we'll come home, then my parents will say, Dad, you meet the one who's coming to marry me. So that's how I'm going to introduce my parents to my boyfriend. Because I honestly feel like if I was to go back in time or something, you wouldn't know that. You would think that, this person that you've met, the person is your husband. But it will cast. So if you introduce your boyfriend to your mother or your father, then it casts her. You have to introduce another person. Do you understand? Yeah. So the right time is when new people feel like you are ready to settle down. That's when I'll tell my parents about
question.
my
I have a question.
Go on.
I don't think the whole idea of introducing your boyfriend or your partner to your parents is to say we want to marry. You just want them to know what's up with you. Are you what's you are doing? This is the person you are doing. Because what if the person kills me? I'm going to say the person that kills
African
me.
Parents, they don't know about that.
But all the things,
that's the problem. They have to know.
What my mind is trying to say is that, you see, when you bring, if I was to introduce my boyfriends to my parents, since I started dating,
every day you're bringing a new boy.
Hey, and now you're a bad girl, every day different boys, and then exactly. Do you get it? That's what she's trying to say. Because when you're dating a person, you actually feel like, this person, we are going to be together forever.
For life.
Then it casts. Then you see the next person too. Then at that point, I have that attitude of telling my parents everything. So the next person I'll tell. Next person I'll tell.
But you get
it until you meet your husband.
Don't you think then that's even the more reason why these guys are leaving us? Because they have no accountability.
Yeah.
Because if I leave you, it's just you and me. Nobody knew about our relationship. But if they know that your parents are aware, they know that one day your parents is going to question them about why you had to end the relationship with my daughter. And if it's a matter where they can come in and then maybe they can resolve it, they can bring their advice. I think
But if you
a lot of
take it from-
relationship would have been
care?
successful because we have this mentality that only when we know that it's leading to marriage, that's when we have to let our parents know. No, just the
Yeah,
same way that my
action.
parents know about my friends, I feel like they should also know about your relationship with the opposite sex. And parents should have this mentality that it's not all relationship that is going to lead or end in a relationship. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Even with our female friends, sometimes we break up.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So they should just revolutionize their mentality,
They should be
adopt like
sensitized,
somehow the
yeah.
Western model of looking at things and looking at relationship, because it's really bad. It's really wounding a lot of people and then causing traumas. People are even dying out of it. Do you understand? So relationship has become very expensive, and I think parents should really play a vital role in their
But I
children's
think,
relationship.
I think we shouldn't, involve them so much in the relationship, because like you were saying, if we tell our parents about our relationship, then the mom can even question the guys, make them accountable. No, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Because if the moment I tell my parents everything about my relationship, where they get to get familiar with the guy that I am with,
interfere.
it's like they will be interfering. So
Oh my God.
it's as if I have to report to them that this is what he did, this is why we are angry. But I feel like they should create the room where I can come and tell you, like, Mommy, I'm going out with this guy. This is his name. This is who he is. This is what he does. And then it ends there. Once in a while, my mom can ask, hey, what's up with your guy? Are you guys still together? How are things going? I hope you're taking good care of yourself. I hope you're not doing anything contrary to what we've been teaching you. Like, there should be that flexibility. But then the parents shouldn't also be involved so much, because I don't.
And the
That's
thing
what
is, the
they
boy,
do. God.
the boy, if
That's
he
what
wants
they
to
do.
leave, he will leave. It
Yes,
doesn't matter if your parents know or they
Yes.
don't know. If
Yes.
he wants to go, he will go.
Because people even get to the point of getting married and then they still end up leaving. So it's not the presence of your parents that will make them stay or be responsible. When they are not responsible, they will not be responsible.
Yeah.
It's not your parents that will make them be responsible.
So are you saying we shouldn't let our parents come into our relationship?
It depends
Like,
on
they
the
shouldn't know.
situation. You should weigh the situation, because honestly, even when you introduce them, like when you wait so long and then finally introduce that one person and it's like it's leading to marriage, they have the notion of, oh, my daughter is finally like grown, but I have started this already long time ago. It's now that you know. Do you get it? They feel like, oh, she's finally grown, she's coming to get married and everything, and they want to keep that man for you. But from the lessons I have taken from my other relationships, when this guy is doing something I don't want to, then they want to like guard
it
him
on
because they
you.
feel like he's the first one, and then but he's not the first. I can't come by like, do you get it? Yes.
You see, African parents do have this way of wanting to control everything. Once you are their child, no matter your age, they want to control everything, control your life. So now you bring a guy home, and then it's like your mom feels like it's their responsibility to make sure you keep that guy. So your mom will tell you, go and clean the house, go and do this one, then do this to keep the man and keep that. Except like the mother has a different orientation about this whole relationship thing. So sometimes you should know your parents and should know how they reason and then their orientation about some things. My mom, for instance, doesn't agree with dating. She thinks you should just have multiple friends, just get to know this guy, know that guy. And then when you are ready to marry and you want to marry, then you pray. I come from a Christian home, so you should allow the Holy Spirit to direct you.
Definitely.
Pray about it, and then once it's settled in your heart that this is the guy you're supposed to move with, then you can start something where you introduce yourself to your parents, to the church, and then you start your courtship, go through counseling, and then you are marrying. That's like how my mom perceives things. So if I should go home right now and tell my mom that I have a boyfriend, she and I will have like a lot of fights.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
well,
have a
our real
boyfriend.
question.
That one there is between me and myself.
Wow, this has been a very interactive and interesting section. This is your girl, Candida Kiamensa. I'm super excited to be here as your host to present to you the Chuckle and Chat podcast, a production of the SweetLuxe Studio. SweetLuxe Studios has a lot of wide range of products and services to offer, be it photography, videography, or even electronic gadgets. If you want more information, you can follow us and subscribe to all our social media platforms, and you can also visit our website on www.sweetluxestudios.com. So please buckle up to join us to embark on this journey together. See you next time. Bye.